Today on the Brad Link, we're talking all about wedding insurance and whether or not it's something you need for your event. First off, let's talk about what is wedding insurance. Well, wedding insurance basically covers the couple on different variables that they cannot control. So for example, if your wedding venue goes out of business and is unable to return your deposit, that's something that a wedding insurance policy might be able to cover. So why should you get wedding insurance? Well, take for example, you've planned a wedding in the middle of winter, a huge snowstorm comes down, and you're unable to even get into the venue on your wedding day. If you had wedding insurance, more than likely you'd be able to push your date back, get a full refund for everything that you've paid for the wedding, and be able to use that money to pay for a wedding on a different date. If you did not pay for wedding insurance, depending on the agreement that you have with your vendors, you may or may not be out of luck on your wedding day. Wedding insurance can cover a whole slew of things depending on the different policies that you have, especially alcohol-related things. So look into different policies that might be able to cover if somebody, for example, got into a drunk driving accident on the way home. So the next thing you're going to want to know is how much wedding insurance costs. Well, basic insurance plans might cover the loss of photos, the loss of your engagement ring, something that might happen to your wedding dress or a tuxedo, or the loss of your wedding venue. And that might be anywhere between $150 to $550. If you're looking for a general liability policy that might cover up to, say, $1 million in damages, you're probably going to look for a cost between like $150 and $200 for that. And that's really the one that we think might be the most important, just to make sure that any circumstances that are out of your control are covered. So next, do you really need wedding insurance is a big question. I would talk to the vendors that you've hired already and see what insurance plans they have and what they're covered for. That way you know that you're not overlapping different coverages. You're also going to want to be informed if certain vendors, such as your wedding venue, actually require you to get event insurance, because that's definitely something I've seen in the past. But also, just because somebody has insurance, it might cover their company, but not necessarily you as the couple planning the event. So you want to make sure to outline who is covered with the wedding insurance if you're looking at vendors' policies. The next thing is that you need to think about, when should you sign up for wedding insurance? Well, the answer for that is just ASAP. If you're planning on getting wedding insurance, if you've put a single dollar down with any wedding professional, you should go ahead and get your wedding insurance now, especially if it's something like a venue deposit. At this point, you never know what could happen if your venue burns down, if your venue gets flooded, if your venue goes out of business. You might be out the deposit if they aren't able to hold your wedding. So getting insurance sooner rather than later is definitely an important thing, especially if you consider that it might be $150 to $200 compared to the price of some of the other things on your wedding list that you have to pay for. So thinking about what wedding insurance covers, just to be clear, it'll probably cover the venue, the site where you're getting married, different vendors, incidents with weather, sickness, and accidents. It's probably not going to cover things like if the groom gets cold feet, or jewelry that's not necessarily your engagement ring, but maybe a diamond necklace that you were going to wear the day of. So anything that can prevent you from getting married that is completely out of your control might be something that a wedding insurance policy covers. You just want to go over thoroughly what it does and what it does not cover when you're comparing plans and before you actually put any money down. For more expert wedding planning advice, follow us on thebradlink.com.